This is Matrixlord 212, and I'm reviewing Avengers 18. Alright, I just want you to take a close look at the team and the book. Alright, so this is going to be a different video entirely because I'm pissed off beyond belief. I've been reading Marvel Comics for a long time, since I was a kid. And I got thousands of comics and all that stuff, Avengers and everything. So, of course, as you can see in the title, this is War of the Realms, right? And you may look at the title, like the cover, and you're like, okay, are these new Avengers? Where are the Avengers? Right? Who are these people, right? Again, this is like a serious video. I mean, Marvel Comics really needs to do something, because here it is. We have a comic book called Avengers 18. And in the book, there's not one Avenger. The Avengers don't appear in their own book. Not at all. This is not the Avengers. So they false advertise you. They want you to get the Avenger book every other week, right? Twice a month, right? So this is the 18th issue, right? So they're like, all right, you usually buy Avengers. If you're a regular, collect the Avengers. Oh, yeah, sure, okay. There's Avengers. Give me my new Avengers. Never appear. And this is not like a variant cover with like Punisher on it for Avengers or anything like that. This is Avengers comic. And this is kind of the part of the problem why I said this before, War of the Realms. You have a comic book storyline called War of the Realms. You have to pop out way too many comics, and you don't have an Avengers comic ready. And you have to get it out. So you put a story that has nothing to do with the Avengers in a comic, and that's the Avengers. But it's not. Not one of them is part of the Avengers. Not one Avenger in there. You have an Avengers comic book that doesn't have the Avengers. So if that's the case, then why put out the comic book? Why? Because they want you to pay $3.99 for that extra comic every month. Instead of the comics being once a month, every 2 weeks. Okay. Now we got to make money. They put it out. Has nothing to do with the Avengers. Nothing. This is a subplot in the comic that we've seen in the background. But when do subplots, like if you're doing a subplot, okay, it's every little issue, okay. Or you would put this in an annual, because you're trying to build up the Squadron Supreme of America, right? But this is not, at the end of the day, and I just want answers. You open up the book, and it falsely advertises, hey, there's the Avengers, right? Let's get ready. This is the story. Here we go, right? And then, like, there's no Avengers in here. There's nothing. So that you never see the Avengers in here. There's nothing in here. So Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness, like, who's the editor here? Shannon Andrews, an associate editor, Alana Smith, an editor, Tom Brevoort. All right, Tom, well, where are the Avengers? They're falsely advertising a book that is Avengers and not Avengers. And I'm getting annoyed because, like, I collect the Avengers. I'm doing reviews, and there's no Avengers in here. Like, why are you doing that? Like, I mean, does Marvel need money that bad? Do you need to put an extra book out for War of the Realms that bad? Like, there's not one thing in here about the Avengers. Nothing about the Avengers. Don't do a throwaway line, oh, the Avengers got defeated, they're in a minute. No, this is not the Avengers book. So, like, honestly, you know what? While I thought the story was okay with the Squadron Supreme, why didn't you call it Squadron Supreme of America #1 under the War of the Realms label? But because it's not, it doesn't matter what the story is. This gets a 0 rating for me. 0. Because this is like stuff that they try to do to make sure that they keep collecting money, keep shareholders happy. But this is not how you keep shareholders happy, because you're falsely advertising to your public, your customer base. Like, this is not what this is. That, like, This is supposed to be Squadron Supreme of America, not Avengers. You have a movie, Avengers Endgame, like, it was a great freaking movie, and then people go to try to get a comic book because they want to see what's going on, and this is nothing to do with anything. This is like, what is this? Not that it has to reflect the movie, but, like, you should be able to go and pick up the Avengers comic and see the Avengers in it. So you get a 0 rating, and shame on everybody for not retitling this Squadron Supreme of America. And you know what, not for nothing, like, how could you even ever count this as an 18th issue, which is actually issue 718? How could you ever count this in continuity, like, numbering-wise, when the Avengers don't appear once? Like, this is effing absurd. I can't, I'm, like, really angry, genuinely angry that, like, you deliberately lied to the people. Like, this comic book, I get it, you're trying to build up the Squadron Supreme of America as villains to the Avengers, but this is the Avengers comic. That's a side note. That's a subplot. That's a thing. Not the entire... I don't see one Avenger in here. And not for nothing, let's just dive into it. I mean, this is basically the Justice League. Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, like Dr. Fate, like all these different things. It's just like, this is the Justice League. They're taking a piss on the Justice League. The woman comes from an island of women. It's like, this is Justice League. This is Wonder Woman. This is a goddamn disgrace. Like, you know what? Everybody's separated. But, like, do you really need to do this? Like, why the hell would you ever have this even on a cover? Like, they're not even, like, this is not the Avengers. I'm so surprised that nobody's, like, talking about this. Like, at all. Like, I mean, look, there's one thing you like praise. You like, oh, my God, people say, I love you, this is great. Oh, my God, it's amazing, number 1, 10 out of 10, whatever. But, like, when shit goes wrong, like, why isn't anybody talking about this? Why? Like, I understand you got to do the War of the Realms, right? But, like, if you have a War of the Realms side scroll and War of the Realms this and War of the Realms this, why isn't this, like, War of the Realms, the Squadron Supreme, like, you know, of America or whatever? Like, why is this called Avengers? So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm making an executive decision on these comic book reviews. I'm no longer collecting Avengers. Dumped. That's it. Goodbye. No more. No more. Not having it. You know what? Your first casualty of War of the Realms. Now, when I start reading the War of the Realms stuff, we're going to see. I mean, I already did as Guardians of the Galaxy, which I liked it. But, like, you know what? I'm going to make decisions because, you know what? I am not on board with these stupid storylines that you're just putting shit out. You don't even know what comic you're in. Like, just flooding stuff out there and just to make money. And it's like, doesn't make any goddamn sense why this is an Avengers comic. All right, guys. I'm really mad about this. Fury Matrixlord, I'm telling you. This is done. 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 All right, guys. Take it. Bye for now.